Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Hymns for Him. We are again singing favorite hymn requested by you, and so this is a participatory, did I say that right?
Excellent.
A participatory video, and we're inviting you to please sing along with us. If you have not downloaded the text for these hymns, please pause the video at this time and go to your email blast that you got regarding Hymns for Him, and you can print the text out now. We hope that you'll enjoy singing the hymns that we have selected, or that rather that you have selected today. So we have with us Miss Nancy Mercereau again at the piano. Mr. C.D. here is going to, Mr. C.D. Hathcock. I'm sorry I call him Mr. C.D. It's a leftover from the preschool, but we can't help that. So anyway, Mr. C.D. Hathcock is with us here on guitar, and he is also going to be my accomplice in singing today. So Mr. C.D., if I quit singing, it's all up to you, buddy. All right. So
Well, then we're all in trouble.
we're in trouble.
Right.
I hope not. Anyway, can you tell our first hymn, can you tell us a little bit about what we're singing and why?
Right. So many of the hymns we sing are direct quotes from Scripture. Our first request today is a widely popular modern hymn and quotes Psalm 103. Hear the words of the first 5 verses. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me. Bless his holy name. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and do not forget all his benefits, who forgives all your iniquity, who heals all your diseases, who redeems your life from the pit, who crowns you with steadfast love and mercy, who satisfies you with good as long as you live, so that your youth is renewed like the eagles. So we're going to ask you to please sing along with us. 10,000 Reasons.
Bless the Lord, O my soul, O my soul, worship his holy name. Sing like never before, O my soul, I worship your holy name. The sun comes up, it's a new day dawning. It's time to sing his song again. Whatever may pass and whatever lies before me, let me be singing when the evening comes. Bless the Lord, O my soul, O my soul, worship his holy name. Sing like never before, O my soul, I worship your holy name. Next page. You're rich in love and you're slow to anger. Your name is great and your heart is kind. For all your goodness I will keep on singing. 10,000 reasons for my heart to find. Bless the Lord, O my soul, O my soul, worship his holy name. Sing like never before, O my soul, I'll worship your holy name. So, as CD said earlier, many of our hymns are quotes from actual scripture passages. So here's another such hymn, a very popular hymn with many folks. We got several requests for this. Great is thy faithfulness. It is interesting to hear the conditions the writer is experiencing, and they're similar to some of the conditions that we might be experiencing today amid the fear of coronavirus and violence in our streets. Or maybe, as you'll hear in just a moment, some of his conditions might have been even worse. So here is what the writer of Lamentations says. He is blaming God for his condition. From Lamentations, I am one who has been under affliction, under the rod of God's wrath. He has driven and brought me into darkness without any light. Against me alone he turns his hand, again and again all day long. He has made my flesh and my skin waste away, and broken my bones. He has besieged me and enveloped me with bitterness and tribulation. He has made me sit in darkness like the dead of long ago. He has walled me about so I cannot escape. He has put heavy chains on me. Though I call and cry for help, he shuts out my prayer. I have become the laughing stock of all my people, the object of their taunt songs all day long. I have forgotten what happiness is. So I say, gone is my glory and all that I had hoped for from the Lord. Now, amidst all these dire conditions, the writer of Lamentations continues with this. Verse 21. But this I call to mind, and therefore I have hope. The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. The Lord is my portion, says my soul. Therefore, I will hope in him. Please join us in singing, Great is Thy Faithfulness. Great is thy faithfulness, O God my Father. There is no shadow of turning with thee. Thou takest not thy compassions, they fail not. As thou hast been, thou forever wilt be. Great is thy faithfulness. Great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hand hath provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. Pardon for sin, the peace that endureth. Thine own dear presence to cheer and to guide. Strength for today and bright hope for tomorrow. Blessings are mine with 10,000 beside. Great is thy faithfulness. Great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hand hath provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. Nancy, please tell us about the next hymn as soon as you find it in your hymnal. Would you like to step over here and
That's okay, I
No,
can read from here.
you're gonna stay seated? Okay.
This next hymn request is a favorite of a lot of ours. I know one of the beginning piano students' pieces always, that I teach in the recorder, it was always like one of the harder pieces to accomplish for the kids. So this next hymn request we are honoring today is Joyful, Joyful, We Adore Thee. Dr. Michael Hahn writes these words telling us about the hymn. This joyful ode is one of the best known hymns in the English language. Henry Van Dyke, who was born in 1852 and died in 1933, was inspired in 1907 by the beauty of the Berkshire Mountains, where he was serving as a guest preacher at Williams College, Williamstown, and Massachusetts. It has been said that Van Dyke handed the poem to the president of the college saying, "Here's a hymn for you. Your mountains were my inspiration. It must be sung to the music of Beethoven's Hymn to Joy." As I was reading, one phrase popped out at me, and it said, this phrase, or a prayer, if you will, that needs to be prayed, especially now in the face of the racism and hatred prevalent in our nation today. Teach us how to love each other, lift us to the joy divine.
Thank you.
Joyful, joyful, we adore thee, God of glory, Lord of love. Horns unfold like flowers before thee, praising thee, the Son above. Thou God clouds of sin and sadness, drive the gloom of doubt away. River of immortal gladness, fill us with the light of day. Thou art giving and forgiving, ever blessing, ever blessed. Wellspring of the joy of living, ocean depth of happy rest. Thou art Father, Christ our brother, all who live in love are thine. Teach us how to love each other, lift us to the joy divine.
The text for our next hymn was inspired by Psalm 90. And it was written by Isaac Watts, who is considered father of English hymnody. So we'll now sing some of the verses of that song together. O God, our help in ages past.
O God, our help in ages past, our hope for years to come, our shelter from the stormy blast, and our eternal home. Under the shadow of your throne, your saints have dwelt secure. Sufficient is your arm alone, and our defense is sure. Before the hills in order stood, our earth received its frame. From everlasting you are God, who endless is the same. O God, our help in ages past, our hope for years to come. Still being our guide when troubles test, and our eternal home.
And finally, we sing together a popular gospel song, This Little Light of Mine. Now, it is not a spiritual in the sense that it was sung by slaves as they worked on the plantations. You'll see noted at the bottom of your sheet there, it says text African American spiritual. but it is not spiritual in the sense that, as I said, slaves sang it as they were working on plantations. It was actually written about 1920 as a children's song by Harry Dixon Lowes. I'm sure Mr. Lowes was thinking about the phrase from Matthew 5:16. Let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father in heaven. We'll now sing This Little Light of Mine.
Well, in the preschool, when we get ready to sing, we do this. Are you ready to sing?
We are ready to sing, yes!
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Jesus gave it to me. I'm gonna let it shine. Jesus gave it to me. I'm gonna let it shine. Jesus gave it to me. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Yay!
Do I hear a yeehaw from you? Thank you, folks, for joining us. We hope that you had fun singing along with us, and that these hymns and the stories we told about them have been meaningful to you and will help you in these days which we all are facing. So until next time, when we have the privilege and the fun, we're having fun here, believe it or not. We have the privilege and the fun of singing and being together here in the choir room and bringing you hymns for Him. We will bid you farewell and pray that you and your loved ones remain safe and free from illness and harm. Thank you very much for joining us.
Bye.